All right, guys. We are live here with David Feldman, Bare Knuckle FC. My man, Thanksgiving time, end of the year time. What a 2019. Just an unbelievable year. I was just looking at it, the Love Bow versus, the fight of the year versus night. Jim Allers, just a breakout superstar, not even in bare knuckle, but in combat sports, just so much. The heavyweights, big sign-ins. Man, what a year. Congratulations on a 2019.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's been really phenomenal for us and the team. We worked really, really hard to get here. It's funny, I put a post up, and I never do this kind of stuff, but I was just looking back on all the people and all the, 5 years or so ago that were going, it's a gimmick, it's this, it's that. And when we first did the first show, it's a gimmick, it's a joke, it won't last, it's this. And to see where we're at now, coming off of a phenomenal event on Saturday, coming off a really great piece in Forbes magazine on Saturday that said how we're changing the fight game. It's just like, really like pinch me, like this is unbelievable where we are right now. But it didn't just fall into our lap. We worked our asses off to get here. The fighters fought their asses off. Our fans are fantastic. Our team is amazing. And we're really, really looking forward to what 2020 is going to bring for us, as we're really going out in 2020 to recruit some other big names, but also to really, really build our own stars in 2020. That's our goal. Our goal was to get these bigger names over, to get notoriety to the sport. And now that we're getting notoriety to the sport, to really build these stars up like a Jim Allers. Yes, he fought in the UFC, but not a lot of people knew who he was. Now he's falling into his groove. He's finding out really where he belongs. And I mean, 3 fights, he's doing fantastic.
Right. David, just on point with everything you said, just a home run. And you did it. I really thought 2019, with everyone that I know in combat sports is into now Bare Knuckle FC. Now it's just taking it to the next level. And yeah, with the Forbes write-up, that was something I was really interested in about with Fight TV and the streams. And I saw a lot of things happening overseas. Have you thought about, or is it definitely the big thing, partnering up with a streaming device, with UFC being on ESPN Plus, or there's so many YouTubes and Hulus and Amazons and of course pay-per-view itself. Is that a goal for 2020?
No, absolutely it is. I mean, we have a really good plan for 2020. We're going to roll it out probably in about March. I think we're actually going to change the fight game even a little bit more. We're going to do some things that are really going to help these fighters that are fighting for us. Fighters that aren't even fighting for us. We're going to help them into their retirement days and things like that. We have a really good plan of some things. I actually just shared it with one of the guys on the team, and he was like, "This, oh my God, it gave me chills." Like the fighter, like what you're going to do for the fighters in the future, not even what we're doing for them now, what we're going to do for them in the future. It's amazing. So the plan for 2020 is really off the hook. It's a monthly show starting in February 1st. We're going to be in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area night before the Super Bowl. So we're going to get some really good things with that. We're going to announce that fight card probably in about a week. We're just tightening up all the loose ends there, but it's sensational. We opened up 3 or 4 new states right now. We have 3 or 4 more opening within the next 6 to 8 weeks. So we should be in 10 states by the end of 2020, which is pretty amazing for us.
Wow, that is awesome. And yeah, we can't wait. I think Fight Bananas is absolutely going to be in the building for that one. And we talked to you around 5-6 months ago. And is it the obvious, easy direction, main event, Bare Knuckle FC 10? You don't have to say it right now if you don't want to, but the Jim Allers and Jason Knight, is that just on a silver platter for you?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to end up there in February.
Oh, really?
We're definitely going to end up there in the first quarter of
in
the first quarter, but it's not going to happen in February. February, we're going to probably put Jim Allers, get him one more fight. We're going to have some local guys. We're going to do Hector Lombard's debut. We're going to have I can't remember the guy's name right now, but he's a beast. They call him the Buffoon. What do they call him? He's from Fort Lee, from your area, but he's an amazing fighter. And I'm really sorry that I can't remember your name right at the time. Luis. I can't remember his last name, but he's unbelievable.
Right.
He's going to be making his debut. We have a lot of other Florida guys on the card. It's really going to be amazing to be in there in that atmosphere around the Super Bowl and having all these we already have confirmations from a lot of NFL guys that want to come out to the fight, and it's amazing for us. It's amazing for us that everybody really knows what we're doing now. I mean,
Right.
18 months in business, man, and again, just thankful. Not bragging, not cocky,
Right.
nothing. Just thankful to be in this position right now where we're really controlling our own destiny.
Right. And everything I've heard, I talked to so many fighters. I talked to Chase and I talked to Jason the week up coming to the fight. I talked to Jim Hours, been on the show multiple times, friend of the podcast. Every fighter tells me, Brock Weaver's been on the show. They love working with you, for you. They love being a part of the team. I'm not saying that any other organizations, no knock at any other organizations about how they treat their fighters, but they say, man, Bare Knuckle, it is. It's a family. Everyone treats you well. They take care of you. It's just this great positive momentum that you guys are building there. It's just really cool to hear.
No, it's great. I mean, look, I've been in the fight game my whole life. My father was in the fight game. My brother was in the fight game. It's in my blood, and I know what fighters go through. And look, it's not all, great things. It's not all roses, and it doesn't all smell good, right? But for the guys that treat us right, we're always going to treat them right. We're always going to make them feel comfortable. We're always going to make them feel welcome and feel like they are a part of the family. But the guys that aren't treating us right, they're going to have a really short career with us as well. It's not just all give. We need some take too. And the
Right.
take is you go out there and fight your ass off, number one, which they do, and you treat us with respect that we're treating you, and you give the fans the respect that they deserve, and then we're all going to grow together. And that's what really seems to be happening right now. And again, just really, really happy about everything that's happening.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. In 2020, do you think we're going to see more kind of defined weight classes with championships and kind of a little bit more like a ranking system? Do you think is that going to be implemented in 2020?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything just was time, and we had to build a roster and have enough fighters. Like Johnny Bedford. That's why he moved up to 45 for this fight, because I was talking to him and I'm like, I just don't see anybody at 35 right now for you, and I don't. We're new, so we're developing all these guys and getting all
Right.
these guys signed. So I can't just throw you in with somebody. So it kind of made sense for him to fight a legend like Charles Bennett and to do what he did. I mean, he made it was a good fight, but he showed his toughness, he showed his grit, and he showed what he can do. But to answer your question, yes, we're probably going to open up another 3 or 4 championships in 2020, and then in 2021 the other 3 or 4. So we'll end up with 10 to 12 weight divisions, and that's all we're going to stay with. We're not going to move into 16, 20, 24 weight divisions. We don't need all that, but we will be in about 10 different weight divisions, and we're
Okay.
going to really put our focus in there.
Okay. Couple more questions for you, David. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Thanksgiving, it's just a great time of year. Fans, and so many podcasts, we see the downloads, we see you see the ratings. They love females and they love heavyweights. And I just think that you guys were really the female fights that you guys had in 2019 was just spectacular, and I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in 2020. Do you feel the same thing? Do you see the same swelling of female Bare Knuckle FC and heavyweights? Fans love it.
Absolutely, 100%. You pegged it. The women's fights were just unbelievable. I mean, these girls went out and they stole the show every time. And talk about the last show, Helen Peralta. She's just on another level, man.
Wow.
She's unbelievable. So, but we have some challenges from her. We have a really good Australian fighter we're bringing over. We're bringing over a really good Russian fighter, a Chinese woman fighter. So we're definitely getting the international flavor into our organization for when we do our expansion towards the end of 2020 into 21, where we are going to go to Russia and China and Australia and these other countries. But we have to establish ourselves in America first, and we're getting there. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there, and we feel by the end of 2020 we should be in a position to expand a little more.
Wow, that's very exciting to hear. I would love to throw out an idea at you. This is something we've talked about through the podcast throughout the year of 2019, and we see so many times, especially in the fight game, especially in the boxing side, right, and sometimes in MMA, weird split decision or a weird score. They think this, red corner wins the fight and blue corner wins it by unanimous decision. Have you ever thought about, we've thrown this out, as simple as a scoreboard? Basketball, baseball, football, soccer, they all have these scoreboards. It's really easy. You guys have 2-minute rounds, the judges around, and not changing the scoring system. But after the round, so even the coaches know, and if Johnny thinks he's winning because his jab's working that night, but boom, they get felony round 1, they're like, okay, I got to change something up. Just a real quick red corner, blue corner, and then those fighters and the coaches know what side is up 1-0, 2-0. And imagine in a championship fight, 5-round fight, a war, and everyone knows it's 2-2. And it's just that there's no drama in the world. A fourth quarter drive in the Super Bowl, there's nothing like it. Is this a crazy idea, or is this just absolute gold?
It's not a crazy idea. Open scoring, I like it. I do like it. My fear is on it, though. If a guy's down 4-0 in the 5th round, what's he do? Is he going to really go out there and try, or is he just going to coast? Is he looking just to get out of there without getting knocked out? So it's absolutely something that we can take into consideration. I really actually I like it a lot. I just want to make sure there's no real downside to it. So it's something we'll actually talk about. I mean, thank you, Dave. Honestly, we'll talk about it because I do like, especially with the short rounds. You know, you go in there 2 rounds to 2, and then the crowd will just erupt in the 5th round, if you know what I mean, and support these guys. So it could be something, could be.
Yeah, thank you. We talked to over 100 fighters about it, and I've heard that pros and cons, and actually that's one of a con, and this has kind of always been my rebuttal when we go back and forth with the fighters, and it's, they're in it, right? So I always say to them, the game is so dangerous. And in the fourth quarter, I always bring this analogy back up to football. You can kind of run the ball, waste the clock a little bit. You can't do that in bare knuckle. If you're not out there going 100%, your hands a little down, you're trying to escape a little bit, I feel like Chase Sherman's going to hit you on an overhand right, or Jason Knight's going to come at you full gear. I just feel like especially bare knuckle, the hesitation, the slowing the clock, I think that's almost they couldn't do it. I think the fighters would bring it out. And then I would imagine the other way, too, if that fighter knows he's down 4-0 and Johnny's fighting Jim Allers and the Beast is down 0-4, the Beast, as soon as he toes the line round 5, he's going for it. He's going for the knockout, the extra excitement. I just think it brings something, and it's different and it's unique and it's creative. I just think it's something cool that we can do in 2020.
Right. I mean, it's absolutely a possibility. I mean, it's absolutely a possibility, and it's something we'll take into consideration. Look, that's the good thing about us is we didn't come out and say we know everything. We just know that we want to put on great fights, and then we'll tweak everything else along the way to make sure that everybody gets everything that they should get out of this sport. So that's great. Great idea.
And it's a fan-friendly sport. We love it. The fans love it. Everyone I talk to are all in with bare knuckle. 2 last questions, and like I said, time of the year. One is, if you had to pinpoint one thing you've been uber thankful for 2019, especially with bare knuckle, what would that one little detail be?
Just, man, I have a belief of my team, man. They believe in me. They're letting me lead them, to lead them to hopefully to the promised land. And I think we're doing a good job as a team. But I can't be any more thankful for my team. They're not getting paid crazy money because we don't have it yet. But they're working for it. They're working their butts off. They're doing everything that I ask of them to take this to the next level. So I'm absolutely 100% thankful for my team. And I am getting married in January, so I'm super thankful for my fiance, and I think that we're going to have a great year in 2020. I'm going to be married. I'm going to hopefully be a big player in combat sports, and just really my team, man. I take my hat off to my team. It's been an amazing run, and to have the support that we have, and obviously we have the guys that are trying to ride our coattails now, but we also have the guys that have been there through. When I did the underground fights, when we almost got arrested, when everything bad happened to get this to where it is, and those guys are still with us. Those are the guys that I'm really, really, truly thankful for.
Wow. Very awesome. Last question for you, David. I really appreciate your time. Love having you on the show. Awesome. 2020, first, you're going to be definitely the best husband for 2020. We already know that. That's in the bag. But if you had one major goal for Bare Knuckle FC for 2020, what would be that one goal you want to definitely get complete?
I just want to. I want a TV deal, a TV network platform streaming deal. That's the goal for 2020. Okay. It's to be considered, to be one of the big players, and to be one of the big players, you have to have a network deal. We can't do it on our own. But we have something that we might change the game with, like I said, coming out in March, and that could shake things up a little bit. So I think it's just to really become established, to get the respect of the mainstream fan, not just the combat sports fan, but the mainstream fan, to get the respect of them, and to carve away at this perception. The perception. I'm sorry about that. The perception of I have these automatic lights in the office. So the perception of bare knuckle is, it's a perception that's a street fight, that it's not everything that we,
right.
That, like, it's not professional, it's not this, but it's anything but that. It's everything that we thought it was going to be. It's great. Right. And to completely change the perception of everybody that doesn't really know what we're doing right now. There you go. Sorry.
It's all the haters out there. Everyone else, they're trying to shut us down. David, you can't stop bare knuckle right now. The momentum, the ball's going downhill. You can't be stopped.
No, it's great. It's like I said, man. And I'm really just thankful. I'm thankful for the support of the team and the fans that are telling other fans about it. But really the fighters. Some fighters are going out there and not really fighting their asses off. But most of the fighters that fight for bare knuckle are going out there and they're leaving it all in the squared circle. And they're doing that, a lot of them, in the first 1 or 2 rounds. So it's amazing. Just thankful for everybody that really helped get us to this point. And we're going to continue to grow because our work ethic is second to none. We don't stop working. We don't stop believing. We don't stop having faith. And, the detractors are the good things for us, because that's the things that we say, how do we correct that, or how do we shut those guys up? And that's what keeps us going. So it's going to be a phenomenal 2020, putting a hell of a plan together. And, it's amazing. And thank you for having us. Thank you for the support. And, I really can't wait until February 1st. It's going to be the start of 2020. It's going to be the
I
start
can't
of
wait.
2020.
Bare Knuckle FC, February 1st, 2020, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Super Bowl. Wow, we can't wait. Continue success, David. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Have a great day. Have a great rest of 2019, and we can't wait to get you back on the show.
Thanks, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
You too, brother. Thank you.